Stuart's just a really great guy, and he's easy to work with, but he also makes you accountable.
He's somebody that keeps us on track.
A cheerleader, if you will.
I would say business advisor is probably the perfect acronym for his business, because that's what he does. He advises you and guides you.
He's one of those folks that I would highly recommend, and I have, matter of fact, many times. And I could always learn something new from him.
I told him one time that he gave me a headache, and that was in a good way, because he made me think about things that I hadn't normally thought about. He makes you go in depth in your thinking. That's what I appreciate about him.
He really has a great sense of humor. He gets his point across, but he also can do it with humor, and he's just easy to talk with.
Well, I've only been working with Stuart for about a month, and the way we kind of started together was he did a networking at 9 presentation for the Chamber of Commerce, and at the end of it he said, I'll make you a deal to everyone in the crowd. He said, if you go ahead and write down all of your goals and email them to me by midnight tonight, and I'll give you a free half-hour consultation. So I thought, you know what, if nothing else, it'll get me to put my goals down on paper. So I went ahead and I typed out some lofty goals, and I emailed them to him about 11 o'clock at night that night. And we set up a time to talk. And in that first half-hour free consultation, I was absolutely blown away with a lot of things. First of all, his integrity and what he gave me in practical, usable business task lists and information in 30 minutes was probably more than I'd received in my 8-year career using professional coaches and mentors. So I thought, you know what, if he can do this for me in half an hour, what can he do in over a year or 2 years? So I just said, what's your deal? Let's go to work.
Stuart's added a lot of structure. I've always been good at what I do, as far as dealing with the automotive industry and helping people and that sort. But as far as administrative operations, looking at expansion, just my growth as a company, Stuart's been a real godsend there.
I would say he's really instrumental in helping me get started.
I've been to quite a few of Stuart's workshops and have just thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think he is just so knowledgeable about the business world in general. Everything from getting your business started, making cold calls, because I'm in sales and that's important to people that are in sales. Making cold calls, building your team, getting the enthusiasm of your team, and being a good leader. And he just makes it simple, easy to follow what he says, and that's what I've really enjoyed about attending his workshops and working with him.
Well, Stuart really takes a personal interest in the businesses that he works with. He has been over to our home several times. We have private opportunities to sit down, and he makes you put goals down and makes you identify targets and things that you can work toward, and then keeping your thumb on the pulse of your business is one of the things that he's a real believer in.
Well, we can't possibly be good in all areas. So we need guidance and direction from others who've been there to help us think about the things that are important along the way. And I think that that's what Stuart can do for anybody, is set you on a good path.
You see the hat. You notice I come in with the hat, and I've always got it on whenever I'm doing something official. And the hat is my logo. And that is Stuart's idea. Every time I put my hat on, Stuart's with me.
I think most interesting was to learn about some of his personal background, not only as an Army officer, but as a person who had been successful in business before he actually started his own business, and to hear about some of his experiences I felt was very interesting to us, and told us that we were on good ground with an experienced business person, because we were new business, small business owners at the time.
He's failed. He'll be the first one to tell you that. I think he brings a human side to it that I think people feel. I know he's also ex-military, and I think that also helps because he is very regimented, and he shows you how to, you know, take that system and make it work for you.
You recently put out a blog out there about the chicken wings and how it relates to businesses, and it really lets you kind of get an insight. Is your business spicy hot, or is it medium, or you know, how is it? And it's kind of funny because it brings it down to everyday terms that people can understand, you know.
Riding with Stuart it's a Bronco ride. You have your ups, you have your downs, you get bucked off, but all the way around you get on there and you finish the race and you finish it well. Real simple. Don't think about it, do it.
I think anybody would be wise to choose to go ahead and consult with him one-on-one, because it can do so much more as far as tailoring it to your own unique business.
I was one of those people on the verge, and I've been, like I said, I've had coaches and mentors my entire career, and my recommendation is just call them up and say, hey, I want to have a coffee with you, sit down and just have a conversation. And I think within, you know, a very short period of time, they're going to realize that he is, number one, he's the real deal. He's authentic, and he cares about you more than anything. He cares about what you care about, and he takes to heart your best interest. I feel he, you know, he enjoys our time together that as much as I enjoy my time with him in our one-on-one work. And I would just say, you know what, have a conversation with them and see if it's a right fit. And I'll be willing to bet it is.